Hello guys, what is up? My name is Dylan. Welcome to the Popcorn Podcast. This is episode number 94. Guys, we've got Eli back on the couch, a veteran, someone who's very familiar, no stranger to the mic, no stranger to the couch. Welcome back, sir.
I see what you did there.
What did I... Oh, stranger. Guys, I swear I didn't even plan that. Just must be my luck, but... Well, there you go. That's the intro. Stranger Things, Season 5, Volume 1. Myself and Eli are going to be talking about it, reviewing, breaking down everything, sort of giving our thoughts. My thoughts are quite sort of scrambled and very, very fresh because I only finished the fourth episode last night, whereas I think you binged it in the first night, correct?
Yeah.
But before that, Eli, actually, because we've never actually formally discussed Stranger Things. I've never spoken about it properly in depth on the podcast, but I just wanted to get an idea of when you first watched Stranger Things, did you watch it originally when the first season dropped? Did you catch up? Talk to me.
I think I joined the hype around season 3.
Oh.
Yeah, so as soon as season 3 was announced, that's when I kind of got onto it. That was like 2019, 2020?
Something like that, yeah.
So around that time, I was like, oh, cool. And obviously, I kind of did it in not the right order. I watched season 3 first. Just because, honestly, I wanted to see if it was worth the hype. And then obviously season 3 really hooked me. And I went back from the beginning.
Sure.
And then obviously I played D&D as well. So
yeah.
Combining the two things just made it...
Your show.
Yeah. My show. I really loved it. I went on deep dives just... down this rabbit hole of just Stranger Things, and then obviously when season 4 got announced, I was like, yes, this is peak. Season 4 was great. I really enjoyed season 4.
It was indeed.
And then the wait for season 5 was the next thing to wait for. I guess.
Yes it was indeed. I genuinely didn't know that you started at season 3, and that's quite an unorthodox way of just approaching Stranger Things, let alone any series, I'd say. But myself, I started literally when the first season I think dropped, or when I was hearing that the show was pretty good to watch. I think it was obviously one of the first shows that Netflix had even ever dropped. And I remember that was when the platform was getting sort of popular. I was watching Daredevil and I was watching Stranger Things, and I think for me one of the most amazing things about Stranger Things is how, just to put it bluntly, is the nostalgia effect.
Yeah. It
has this amazing ability to make you feel nostalgic for things that you never even lived through, if that makes sense. So obviously I was born very late 90s. I was 99. I don't know about you.
Yeah, 2000.
2000, yeah. 99. Obviously the show predominantly takes place in the 80s and now sort of coming into the 90s, I guess, or end of the 80s. But yeah, just through pop culture and just through the films I used to watch as a kid, whether it be E.T. or sort of Ghostbusters, Alien, The Thing, all these kind of references that the series does sort of include so well. I think it just gave not just myself but everyone that kind of nostalgia fest. And aside from just the nostalgia, I think the show is legitimately great. I think the writing is brilliant. Show, yeah. The characters are amazing, and you fall in love with this team, and you feel part of that gang. You feel included. So actually, just want to hit you with a question for you. What is your Stranger Things season ranking?
Season ranking
from best to worst.
Okay, I think we're just taking it light because I don't.
Yeah.
I think all of them are great. Yeah. In my opinion, I don't think there's bad episodes in some of them, but I think all of them are great to start with. I think season 2 gets the most hate, but I actually like season 2 quite a lot. So season 1, season 3, season 2. No.
As in from best to worst or worst to best?
From best to worst. I'm gonna go 4.
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
2, 3.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. I thought I was somewhat in a little bit of the minority here, but I clearly not. Season 4 is my favorite season of Stranger Things. Yeah. I just rewatched it. I think it is absolutely brilliant. It's so good. And I have a very similar ranking to you. I would say 4-1. I was convinced that season 3 was the weakest season. Then I rewatched it and I somehow found myself really loving it. I loved the whole Starcourt Mall things and the saturated sort of neon of that entire season. So I'm currently going to put season 3 and then 2 at the bottom. But I do think season 2 has one of the best endings to a season of all of them. So very, very, very much looking forward to season 5, the pair of us. Yes. Before we start reviewing that, guys, I'm going to ask Eli some quickfire questions, some Stranger Things quickfire questions. Eli doesn't know what these are, so he's going to think off the top of his head. First thing that comes to your mind. Let's go. Cool. So here is some Stranger Things quickfire questions. So, Eli, first up, best member of the party?
Dustin.
Best adult character?
Steve.
Ooh. I would say...
Does he not count? You mean like the parent?
I'm saying adult, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to go with Joyce.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Steve or Jonathan?
Steve.
Nancy or Robin?
Nancy.
Favorite classic or nostalgic reference?
Back to the Future.
That's brilliant, yeah. Most underrated character?
Ooh, I'm going between Argyle and Bob. I'm going to go Bob.
Nice. Most overrated character?
Most overrated? 11?
Sure. Yeah. Best duo?
I'm going to go with Dustin and not Steve.
Lucas?
Not Lucas. The other guy. Chrissy, wake up.
Oh, Eddie.
Eddie Munson. Dustin and Eddie Munson.
Yeah. Chrissy, wake up. Best couple?
Lucas and Max.
And finally, best season of Stranger Things?
Season 4.
Nice.
Okay, so Dylan.
Yeah.
Best member of the party?
Dustin.
Okay. Best adult character?
Hopper.
Wow. Steve or Jonathan?
Steve.
Nancy or Robin?
I'm going to go Robin.
Favorite classic or nostalgic reference?
Loads are great. So many good ones. I would say maybe just the OG sort of E.T. with 11 in season 1, I would say.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Most underrated character?
Underrated character. I would say Papa. I would say Dr. Martin Brenner.
Really?
I think there's so much to unpack there. Like, I think he's got such a... his character is so fascinating, but yeah.
Okay, fair. Most overrated character?
Joyce. Sorry.
What?
Sorry.
Fair enough. Best duo?
I would say Steve and Dustin. Yeah.
Best couple?
Oh, Max and Lucas. Yeah.
And best season of Stranger Things?
Season 4. Yeah. Might be a hot take, but there you go.
Yeah, I think we agree on a lot.
Yeah, we do, you know. Okay, wonderful. Wow, guys, those were some sort of Stranger Things quickfire questions. We're going to jump straight into season 5. So if you haven't seen season 5, volume 1, so that's the first 4 episodes, do go over and check them out first before you continue watching, continue listening, because there will be spoilers. So let's do a little intro. So Stranger Things is back with season 5, the 5th and supposed final season. It's the fall of 1987. Hawkins is shattered by the rifts. Vecna has disappeared into the shadows, and the entire town is under military lockdown. 11 is back in hiding. The government is closing in, and as the anniversary of Will's disappearance approaches, that familiar weight settles over everything again. The final battle is coming. The stakes have never been higher, and this time our heroes are going to need the entire party, everyone, if they're going to stand a chance. Let's get into it. Okay. Yeah. So the first 4 episodes of season 5 dropped. Eli, you wasted no time whatsoever. You binged them right then and there. Talk to me. How was that experience?
No, I think that night Netflix crashed for like a lot of people because obviously like everyone's into.
I didn't know this. Yeah.
So when I was clicking on the episode, it wasn't loading for the first like 10 minutes. I'm like, what's going on? So I was behind. We're in like some chat, and everyone was obviously watching it live as well.
That's annoying.
And I was behind everyone by like at least 30 minutes because by the time I'd fixed it, they'd already kind of gone ahead. So I was basically playing a game of catch up as well because they were also chatting about it, assuming I was with them. So it's like my phone's down. I'm just waiting for the episode to end. I think I must have slept at like 5:30 that morning because I was locked in. There was not a moment in any of those episodes where I wasn't like just alert.
Yeah.
The opening of like pretty much all the episodes, season 2 being the most like iconic or the most memorable, it just like really grips you. The story's great.
Did you say season 2?
Sorry, episode 2.
Episode 2. Yeah.
Did I say season 2?
Yeah.
My bad.
So I meant season 2. What?
Episode 2 had like one of the best openings of this new season, and I was hooked.
Interesting start of season 5. I feel like the first thing I think I initially sort of just was hit with was just how sort of it feels very different to the other seasons for sure, and I was a little lukewarm on that. So we had watched the first 2 episodes and then we took a break, then watched the next 2, and this was all sort of yesterday for me. But I don't know, I felt like the first kind of 2 episodes, first things first, the show is still great. Like, it's still good, you know, and I very much enjoy watching it. But it does feel like, I mean, I guess that is kind of the inevitability with it being sort of the end, the final sort of battle. Everything for me felt clustered in, like, I'm not using that as necessarily a super bad way, but like everyone, I feel like in previous seasons, you have like all the characters kind of going off and sort of figuring out their arcs. But now, because everybody's together, it just feels much more kind of straightforward, and the trajectory is very straightforward, and everyone's like, we got to kill Vecna, we got to do this, we got to do that. So for me, like initially, like that kind of engagement of the characters and having their own interests, I felt like was something I loved about those initial seasons that I didn't have in this first season, because everyone was just like on the same page, you know, like always like the mission is Vecna. So I did start to get a little bit like, right, can we get the ball going a little bit? I think the attack on the attack on the Wheeler's house was absolutely just crazy. Like, it was insane. Brilliant. And you know, they were gonna find out sooner or later that this world was there, and sort of their kids' involvement. But geez, like what a I don't know if you ever watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like the animated show when they grow. But there's an episode where like Leo goes out training in the rain or something. He goes back on his once, and then like the Foot, they like ambush him, and he like takes on like so many, and then he takes on Shredder's like elite guards, and he gets his ass handed to him, and he gets thrown straight back into like April's apartment, and like Mikey, Donnie, and like Splinter, and all of them are like, oh my god, Leo. And then like it's a raid on this apartment, and it's like one of the greatest episodes ever. Like, I don't know why, but this episode kind of reminded me of that, you know, final sort of like the evil has like finally like come to sort of take over the characters' loved ones now, and like who don't have any idea of this. And so it does feel like the first time where you're like, oh my gosh, this is
the stakes are high.
The stakes are high.
Yeah,
the stakes are high.
Like no one's safe. Like before, it was like, okay, cool. Like some of the adults know, and then the people outside of the party are safe. Yeah. But now that it's literally going for everyone, like no one is safe. It feels like, okay, cool. This could actually, you know. No one's safe. Like,
it's the last season. I think I feel like that was a sort of issue that a lot of people were talking about over the previous seasons, was that the show was just afraid to, for lack of a better phrase, kill its characters or kill characters, because everybody has sort of even survived. Even like with Max in the previous season. I love Max. Max is one of my favorite characters. But they didn't kill her. You know, they basically did everything but kill her, I would say. But this season, there feels like a very different shift in that.
There is definitely a shift. But I think with the Max thing, though, I feel like it wasn't necessarily about, her arc wasn't necessarily about finality. It was about leading into how they defeat Vecna. And it's obviously paying off in this season. So I can forgive them for that. Yeah. And then they obviously did Eddie and the other three not as memorable characters, but like Eddie's one was supposed to be the big one, like it's the big death of the season. So if they did Eddie and Max, I feel like that would have been a bit too much.
I do agree. I agree with you. On the first time I watched season 4, I agree with you. On the second time I watched, I love Eddie, but I also do think there is this element of like he was just introduced in this season, so like in terms of like really sitting with the character, and his death was like really tragic, and if anything, like the aftermath of his death, like he died with the town thinking he was this villain, is the sad tragedy of that character, which I think is brilliant. But I do think like compared to if you were going to kill off one of the OG members, or you know someone who had been around for previous seasons, I don't think like I think that would have been much more still like, you know, and not to say like, you know, every TV show needs to kill characters or whatever, but I don't know. I feel like, yes, I agree with you. I think the stakes are a lot sort of higher this time. But if season 4 was Max's season, this season definitely seems to be shifting. This seems like now it's Will's season. Will is somewhat, I think, now he's gone from being this character who is essentially a victim, who is not active, to now, well, very evidently, taking full control and having a sort of arc or a storyline that is actually worthy, I think, of that original sort of disappearance of Will Byers. Like he's finally getting that, I would say. But what do you think?
Yeah, I think I agree. I would say it's more about the wider party, but Will definitely has a bigger role to play. Like he's leaning into that, like, you know, he's a sorcerer, he's Will the Wise. Like he's not just a supporting character now, he's taken more of a leadership step, and I like the dynamic between him and Mike. Obviously it's Mike's party, you know, and there's like I think, okay, I do love the fact that Will's taking more of a step, but he's still, the first episode especially, still repeating things that people have said. So it doesn't necessarily like feel like a Will season until episode 4. But yeah.
I'd say like the point at which where like he finally sort of stands up to Joyce, I would say. I'm like, right, because I was literally at the class like, oh my god, finally this guy has like said something.
Yeah.
Because season 4 I think was like a regression of his character in a lot of ways. He just sort of regressed to being this character who was like, you know, just sad the entire time, and then like finally at the end he's like, you're the heart, Mike, you're the heart, you know. Sort of jumping kind of to the end of the first volume and that ending of that final episode. What do you think about that? That's
unexpected. Yeah. Completely unexpected. I don't know what it was. I think people have said that they saw it coming, and like they're using this meme of like from Avengers Endgame when Captain America picks up Mjolnir.
Yeah.
Like I never saw that coming at all. Like I didn't think, even the way that the season begins, like Will still speaking to Vecna and stuff, I just thought he was going to be one of those things. Like he's tethered to him and he's basically a puppet. I didn't expect it to be flipped, and now for him to use the connection to benefit him.
Yeah.
Like,
that's kind of
so cool.
It was kind of insane. Like genuinely I was just like,
yeah.
It's like the moment where you see like Lucas and you see Mike, and then their reactions to like basically immobile floating demogorgons. And then, you know, their like reaction is to like expect Elle to just sort of come walking around the corner. So, but it's like Will is like doing this juju stuff, and
they set it up really well. Like everyone is in such a helpless position.
Yeah.
Like no one, there's no way Elle's gonna save all of them. Like even if she could, like even if she knew what was going on, there was no way she's gonna randomly come on and appear. So like we're now thinking, okay, one of the main party has to go. Who is it gonna be? And now there's demogorgons like in every single one of them.
Yeah.
And now Elle and Hopper are obviously being attacked by the Doctor.
Yeah.
It's like no one can save the other person, and then Will just
how are they gonna get out of this situation?
Right. It was
psych.
It was really well set up. Like I'll give him that.
It was. It's a good thing though that this happened after Vecna went back through the back into the Upside Down. Speaking of Vecna, bro came in walking with like body armor, and jeez, he got an upgrade. He got a major upgrade. Like he feels like, I will say like that episode did feel like the closest thing we ever got to Stranger Things becoming some sort of like comic book superhero type thing. Very much action heavy. I think Vecna in a lot of ways reminded me of what the Night King should have been in the final episode of Game of Thrones. I want to say, like he did give me that kind of energy, and I'm like, right, yeah, you're taking me down a trip of memory lane here. But he looks like
different beast.
He is
different beast.
Yeah, he's not playing games, man. And there was this incredible sort of long take that they did in that episode, this action long take that very much had like elements of like Children of Men. I don't know if you've seen that film. Like it was just brilliant filmmaking, and I was kind of waiting for like a great moment of filmmaking in those first episodes. Like that was like, I was like, right, now we're like so back here.
Yeah,
and that was it, I think. So yeah, but Vecna's plan this season seems to be
different.
Yeah, it's different. He's got a different approach. It seems to be via kidnapped children. The first thing I thought was, oh my gosh, the Duffer Brothers must have been so pissed when they saw Weapons come out this year. They must have been so messed up.
Yeah. Nah, dude, honestly, I think whatever they did in that writer's room, it's genuinely worth the wait. Like, I couldn't have done it better. They've improved upon the setup from the first kind of 4 seasons, of like, we're gonna use your bad memories as the thing that makes you weak, makes you, I don't know, is the word like docile, like very like malleable. Shift it, and now clearly that hasn't worked because he's done it different times, and every single time somehow that's how they beat him, and now he's flipped their like kryptonite on them because now they're using happy memories, and now he's kind of using the happy memories approach, but then he's still appearing as this bad Ultron bot looking, and I was just like, whoa. Like when he walked through that thing, I was like, okay, cool, there's no way anyone's leaving this. How are you gonna, and just the way he was just using his body, that soldier guy
oh my gosh.
Oh my god,
this is a kid show.
Right? Like what?
No,
nothing was spared. Like I just Yeah.
He was not here to play games, man.
No.
He was not. Hopper and Eleven this time.
Yeah.
They find themselves back with each other, sort of father-daughter dynamic that has, very much grown over the past couple of seasons. And you see I thought it was really cool. I thought I really enjoyed how now the military has somehow found basically what they used in the Incredible Hulk, one of those ultra cannon things to jolt Eleven's powers and render her sort of immobile, not just immobile, but in incredible amounts of pain. And Hopper has to go into his old Vietnam self and proper defend her when he chucks the grenades, and it's brilliant.
Yeah.
But one of the big new casting additions this season is Linda Hamilton, who plays the Dr. K, which I think again just this late into the show, they're still bringing back these iconic sort of titans of those films of 80s and 90s. Obviously, Linda Hamilton being Sarah Connor from the Terminator franchise. I just think is brilliant, and I'm excited to sort of go deeper into her character, I want to say. But Will's sort of arc as well, and the way he tapped into that.
Yeah,
I will say the only thing that I wasn't a huge fan of in that moment was how he when he sort of went into that mode, it just cut to black and it showed Super 8 footage of them super young. And not that the footage is bad, or not that the decision to do that was bad, but I do feel it was we've done this kind of edit before many times in the show, and I felt I don't know what kind of alternative there was to that, but I don't know, I felt that moment felt familiar but also different in that same approach, I want to say.
I wasn't too mad at that. I think because the actors are so old now, we forget that they're supposed to be kids.
Yeah.
And I think that's where that's where the weirdness in the scene kind of felt for me, because I felt if a kid's imagining himself as this sorcerer, you're gonna have those kind of flashbacks, and that's how you're gonna channel your
tap into that.
Yeah, it's tap into that power. But because the guy looks 20, it feels a bit what are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
But I did really mess with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do think also that one thing Stranger Things does really, really well with each season is mix the characters up with people they haven't been with before. So this season seems to be Will and Robin in particular, and obviously that arc is explored through sort of Will sort of finding out about Robin in the hospital, and then Robin recognizing that same kind of struggle she went through when she was younger in Will.
Yeah.
And it's kind of their sort of secret that they have between them, and then she almost has this again, not to continuously reference other things, but she has this moment when Will sort of has his big sort of power moment where he remembers what she says, and it kind of took me back to X-Men First Class, where James McAvoy is just it's the point between rage and serenity, and Magneto is finally able to do that. So I do enjoy how they literally show the benefits of mixing up those characters, and actually show that those moments aren't just one-off kind of throwaway, oh yeah, let's switch it up, but actually moments that actually have lasting effects.
Meaning,
I want to say.
Yeah.
And another sort of big player this season, I want to say so far, is Holly Wheeler, who is
Holly Wheeler. Wow. Yeah. Tough.
Talk to me.
Tough. First of all, I don't know how you can survive being chucked through across your room as a kid, firstly, and by a devil gorgon. But for her to get up and still have, the willpower, firstly, the courage to still run across the room and find help, that was crazy. I really messed with Holly. I liked everything she does in the other world as well. Exploring that world, I thought that was pretty neat. It gives us a lot of a good backstory of the world as well. I'm not a fan of flashbacks, but I feel like it was necessary in this. It was done kind of well. When Max is explaining the whole thing, and Holly's not she's not one of those typical oh no, I'm scared. She's actually she's more inquisitive, and she's trying to. She's basically a party member now. She's a member of the party.
She is.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you. I think Clara turned to me because Clara had seen the first 2 episodes before I did, and then I'd finished the first 2, and she came back. She was like, "You were right," and I was like, "What was I right about?" And she was like, "Holly," because one of my big predictions for season 5 was Holly's got to have a major role in this season, because her character's almost been dormant the entire time, and I'm like, they have to use her. There has to be some sort of injection of plot with her, but going back to that sort of that raid on the
Wheelers
house. My goodness, the very like Jurassic Park vibes, hiding under the water. That was insane. And then like, is it Ted Wheeler?
Yeah, Ted
who
Wheeler.
Just came back. He got sent, man. He just fit. Oh, and then Karen Wheeler. Good for Karen, man. She sort of fought till the last moment. Yeah,
that was a moment. That was. I don't like that they chopped the scene up a little. I think the editing of that scene was a bit towards the end, but I did really like. She stepped up. Like for someone that hasn't seen a creature like this before, your first instinct obviously is to protect your kid, and I
exactly
did step into that really well.
Absolutely.
Till the last breath, literally.
Yeah. I really thought. And again, maybe this is a criticism, but I really thought that they were going to kill someone there, and then they were like, "Oh, we're going to rush them to hospital." I was like, "Guys, come on, dudes, you can't give us that sort of intensity and then almost be like, oh, don't worry, let's go, we're good." But and again, like one thing I was also saying to Clara was, I don't know, like I get that Stranger Things isn't meant to be super realistic, you know, with its characters. It's all part of like the mission. We got to find Vecna, we got to do this. But I do think for Nancy and Mike, two kids who have just seen their parents or basically almost get obliterated. Now they're in the hospital and their sister's missing.
Yeah.
And yes, they do obviously have a responsibility to find their sister, but also I do feel like there could have been a bit more given to the way that they processed their parents in hospital. I do think Nancy did have quite a powerful moment in the bathroom, but I do think that it was kind of just quickly brushed over, and then we're like, right, we're back on the mission. We're going to go find Vecna. We're going to go find Holly. But, and I guess this is a criticism of Stranger Things as a whole, but like, I do feel like some of those moments need a little more time to breathe a little bit, just personally. But, yeah.
I think a thing I've noticed is like one of the major parallels, obviously being with D&D, is when you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, like there will be a point in time where like someone in your party will do something crazy or something silly, and someone will end up downed.
Okay.
A good DM, depending on how the story's going, will do their best to keep the story to afloat. And I feel like they've done a good job with that scene. You're like on your last saving throw, you have 3. In a typical game, you have 3, and like if you fail your dice rolls the 3rd time, then obviously your character is now packed off. And I feel like they've done a good thing of like, oh, we'll keep Karen in for a bit, get some saving throws, and the rest of the party is now doing what the party would do. Like in a game like that, especially because it was a crawl, it wasn't necessarily like it wasn't an initiative. They weren't in active combat.
Yeah.
When something like that happens on a crawl DM will obviously kill the character, like that'll be it. But like a nice a DM that wants the game to continue will try their best to try keep the characters going. And I feel like they've done a nice way of keeping it in that like game realism, gameplay realism kind of element. I
appreciate that. I just think like from just as just someone who's just I've never played Dungeons and Dragons. I don't know how the game works, but I'm genuinely just someone speaking from just watching a TV show. I feel like that moment I was just like, can we sit with it a little bit longer? I'm not saying like obviously we need the plot to continue. We need to keep going, and we only have a limited amount of episodes. But I do hope that they do something with Karen in the second half of the season that does justify that kind of. I mean, I guess they did. I guess she sort of identified Henry. Yeah, which is another really creepy sort of. When the first couple of episodes sort of dropped, and I was watching them, and then you see like Holly go off to speak to this, unidentified person. It really creeped me out. I was like, whoa, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
But yeah, Max is back.
Max
is back.
Mad Max.
I
was happy. I was so happy. Like you have no idea, dude.
Yeah, I think she's, I don't know if she might be my favorite character or like at least one of my favorite characters. But there was this joke I saw prior to the season dropping of like all the Stranger Things cast and what they were getting paid for this season. And like all the kids were on like 9 mil or something like that, and including Sadie Sink. And everyone was like, bro, why is Sadie Sink getting paid 9 mil for being in a coma the entire season? So like, fine, yeah, she's back technically. Yeah. She's back. Yeah, she's back, and she's now kind of Holly's sort of guardian angel, if you want to say. Super interested to see what they do with that. That's going to be... It's very Inception, There's a lot of layers. There's the upside down. There's the sort of...
The dreamscape.
The cerebral dreamscape. Yeah. There's Hawkins. So yeah, there's a lot going on. There's also this huge wall now that's materialized. What do you think that is?
I think have you seen the play?
Yeah.
I think it's something around that, like
interesting
a point where he can't access.
Yeah.
He's trying to use these kids to manifest himself in there, because I think the Demogorgons can go in, right? They can go through the wall.
Well, you saying Vecna?
Yeah, I'm saying he's using that. He's trying to use the kids to get over that initial, like, whatever's blocking him from getting into that cave.
Yeah,
because that's the final thing. That's the only thing that's stopping him from having full control of every kind of thing.
Yeah.
So he's building that.
Interesting.
As like he's holding the kids in there, and he's using that to continue to grow more powerful. But I don't know.
It's interesting because it literally could be anything. I wouldn't put it past, and this is a silly prediction, but I wouldn't put it past there to be like some sort of like huge monster of some sort, like or him like breeding like something crazy big, like some sort of kaiju, upside down kaiju sort of thing, where that like comes into Hawkins like sort of in the latter half of the season, and I do think like the final couple of episodes are going to be obviously so big on the action, so they're gonna be like it's gonna be like Helm's Deep but like Hawkins. And that's something that's very clear from this season anyway. There's clearly a lot more money behind it. There's clearly a lot more emphasis on visual effects, and you've got the storyline in Hawkins, you've got the upside down, you got all of these things happening, but it's interesting, super interesting. And then the next episode drops on Christmas Day, I want to say
Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Gosh, what a time. And then like there's like 2 or 3 episodes between that and New Year's, and New Year's Day the final episode drops.
Movie basically.
Exactly. Oh yeah, absolutely. Because when I rewatched season 4, the last episode is like 2 hours 20 minutes. I was like, bro, I'm watching Lord of the Rings, man. I want to kind of end this sort of review, I guess, or breakdown of season 5 on a question for you, like, and what is, firstly, do you think they're going to kill anyone in the second half of the season? And if so, who is your money on?
If anyone's dying, it's Will.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Only because of like all this setup of the hive. I feel like they can't just do all that build up for nothing. For the curse to end, he has to die with it because he's that intertwined with it. And I think that might mean that L and number 8 and whoever's still alive was part of that initial experiment will also be going. But yeah.
You think they're gonna take all of them?
I wouldn't put past like anyone that's like involved in the experiment would have to kind of end with it. Like,
gosh, that's so depressing. This is like a hella depressing ending.
But then the kids will survive, like Mike and Dustin and Steve. I don't think Steve's going.
See, I think, and I'm just thinking on a studio level, I think that it is inevitable that there'll be lots of Stranger Things spin-offs after this. I think that is just that's just what happens naturally with a show as successful as this. So I do think there's room for them to explore the upside down in the past, but I also do think they might leave like the smallest tethering of the upside down left at the end of the season. I hope not. I hope that this is like, because otherwise all these sacrifices don't feel fully realized. But I agree. I think Will, like, the whole show sort of started with him. It kind of makes sense for him to sort of bite the bullet here. I don't know if the show quite has the nerve. I don't think the show has the nerve to kill off more than one of the kids. I think it will always finally tap into that sort of feeling of wholesomeness and sort of nostalgia. And I don't think that I don't know. I could be wrong. I think they might kill multiple characters, but I don't think that they'll kill both Mike and then 11 as well. If anything, I think her powers will go, and she'll be. But
that'll be cheap if her powers go.
Her powers go again.
It's
and
gone
her powers
already,
go.
and then he comes back, and then he goes. And
yeah.
It's cheap if they just like, oh, you're fine, but your powers are gone.
Yeah.
They have to end the whole thing, like.
Yeah.
Because she opened the upside down and she froze it on that day. Will also happens to be one of the people that was obviously infected first, and he kind of gave Vecna the idea of using kids. It makes sense for both of them, and if they're gonna basically kill Vecna, it makes sense for like the people that are involved in the supernatural elements of this kind of universe to close it off. Like it's a book ending of
Yeah.
I think that makes the most sense, in my opinion.
No, I'm not saying it doesn't make sense. I'm just saying I don't know if the show has the nerve to do that to all of them.
They should.
But oh no, I agree. I think in order for it to have that kind of final, punch in the face, emotional punch in the face. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just think I'm literally trying to imagine it, and like I don't know if they're gonna end it on that depressing of a note. Just leave the rest of the kids in Hawkins, like, yeah.
If they bring Max back and Lucas and Jonathan actually might not make it either, but you've seen what they're alluding to with the whole the cassette tape.
Oh, the jazz, the Robbie Coltrane.
No, the Ring.
Oh, the Ring. Yeah.
It's a huge setup for something that might not happen.
Yeah.
But if it did happen, the only way that Jonathan could actually doesn't make sense. He can't get over his brother dying by marrying Nancy. Like, that just doesn't add up. But by his family might not survive. Is what I'm like kind of calculating.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna kill Joyce, because I think like Winona Ryder's like just kind of there, and like it doesn't make sense for her to die. I don't know if they're gonna kill 11, because I feel like they might, I don't know. I don't know. I think if they kill 11, then like Hopper's sort of arc of like not losing another daughter is like then that just sort of comes to an end.
But they're doing too much with him and her anyway.
Yeah.
There's so many scenes of them just doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing anymore. Like the whole, I understand why he like, when they did the Sonic thing and he saved her there.
Yeah.
That makes sense. But her finding him in the Upside Down in the first place, the first person she finds when she goes in there looking for Holly to be Hopper, and to find him wounded, and then she's patching him up. Obviously, they can't kill him again because they've faked his death so many times already.
Yeah, he's not dying.
Right? So the only logical thing for that setup has to be 11.
I don't know. It's tricky. It's different.
Yeah,
it's really. Yeah, I think number 8 is finished. Like she's done her, man. She just is. That was quite surprising to see her. But actually, it was surprising, and it wasn't surprising because they just kind of left that open, right? And I know that episode didn't receive the best reception.
But again, it's set up so much good because she's used the powers better since meeting 8, and she understood herself a lot more. She met her mom, and again, she grounded herself in that kind of sense. But I don't know why the episode gets so much hate. I understand it was like a curveball. It took us out of the main story, but I don't think it's that deep. I do have one gripe though.
Go for it.
The gap between the ending of season 4 and the start of season 5. I think it made no sense doing a time skip and then just expositing the time skip. They're set up so much with like the cracks in Hawkins, and like, now there has to be some military intervention. Obviously in the time there's the scares of like the Cold War and stuff like that. So there's a lot they could have done to set up why there's a quarantine, why you can't leave Hawkins, the pumpkin stuff from season 2, like all that stuff could make a lot more of a world build beyond just the 10-minute exposition through some radio thing. I feel like they should have done a bit more with that, because it would have made the rest of the season feel a bit more lived in, because we've lost a chunk of time with these characters that we're never gonna they can't explain it. Why is 11 on the run? What happened to the stuff around Eddie? Why is Dustin the only one left with the Hellfire Club? Like, all that stuff could have been an episode, But a time skip?
I hear what you mean. I definitely hear what you mean. I think also, like, for me, and we've almost like sort of, we're jumping back and forth here, but like another thing I'm like, I don't love this much this season is like genuinely just the look of it. I think that each of the previous seasons almost had their own distinct look, especially season 3 and then season 4 as well. Season 4 almost had this kind of like almost vignette kind of teal sort of look to it, and then this kind of looks, I feel like this season looks really flat, like it's overlit, it's and it doesn't quite capture the what, like we were saying, the stakes of what's here. So and it was most evident with the first episode, like you say, like that kind of time skip. So I don't know. I think I'm still enjoying this.
I'm loving it.
I'm enjoying it very much, and I'm interested to see where they go. But they've got what, 4 more episodes? 5 episodes? 5 episodes to tie everything up. Is going to be one hell of a season finale.
There are long episodes left, to be fair. So
Yeah.
I believe they're gonna do it well.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But yeah, there you go. Those were some thoughts on Stranger Things Season 5, Volume 1. Do let us know what you guys think of the season so far, as well as any predictions that you might have moving forward. And we look forward to discussing the sort of the wrap-up of this season, the wrap-up of the show, and where it could potentially go next. But of course, as all episodes end, Eli, we're going to end with some games, specifically some Stranger Things games. So the first game we're going to play is we're going to do a blind ranking of Stranger Things characters. Okay? So I'm going to throw you some Stranger Things characters.
Okay.
5 characters.
Okay.
You're not going to know who I'm going to say next. You're just going to rank them from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here we go. So blind rank these Stranger Things characters. So up first we have Nancy Wheeler.
3.
Maury Bauman. Maury Bauman.
5. Yeah.
Not a fan. Up next, Lucas Sinclair.
2.
The fourth character, Joyce Byers.
What have you done? I'm gonna put Joyce at 4.
4.
Yeah.
And finally, Dustin Henderson.
Yeah. That's not one.
That's not bad. That's not bad. You came at a turning point in that.
Yeah, you scared me there with the final 2. I was like, oh, if Joyce is 4.
Yeah. So we got Dustin, Lucas, Nancy, Joyce, Murray. Any changes to that?
Nah,
no?
I'm leaving it like that. Yeah.
That's good. Good shout. Okay, Eli. So up next, you've got to guess the Stranger Things character from the quote. Okay? So I'm going to read you some quotes, and you're going to just try and tell me which character said that quote. Okay?
Yeah.
Up first, we have, you shouldn't like things because people tell you you're supposed to.
Oh, gosh. You shouldn't like things because people tell you you're supposed to. It sounds like a very Nancy quote. I'm going to look in Nancy.
It's not quite Nancy. That was Jonathan in season 1. He says that to Will. I think, yeah. Up next, we have a lot of rules in our party, but the most important thing is that friends don't lie. Friends don't lie. Never ever. No matter what.
Mike.
Not Mike.
It's not Mike.
Not Mike. I mean, they say the friends don't lie bit multiple times, but this is the first person who says...
Is it Will?
It's not Will. That is Lucas. Lucas says it. Dude. Yeah, we have a lot of rules in our party, but the most important thing is that friends don't lie. Never ever. No matter what. Okay, up next we have, I may be a pretty shitty boyfriend, but turns out I'm actually a pretty damn good babysitter.
Steve.
The goat. Okay.
Got at least one.
Yeah, up next we've got, mornings are for coffee and contemplation.
Hopper.
That is correct, yes. Season 1, Hopper. Up next we have, my fingers are like arrows, my arms like iron, my feet like spears. Resist and I'll end you.
This is obvious, or am I overthinking it?
I mean...
this is Mike.
It's not Mike.
Oh.
This is Murray. Murray says, I think, because you know when he has the whole karate arc thing that he does.
Oh, yeah,
He's like, my fingers are like arrows. Up next we go. Why do we need weapons? We have her.
Sounds like a Murray quote as well.
It's one of the OG party members.
Dustin.
You're correct, yes.
Yeah.
Dustin indeed. Why do we need weapons? We have her. She's crazy.
Yeah.
It wasn't the same part. It wasn't the same scene, but yeah. Okay, up next. What if I'm not good? What if I'm the monster?
Will.
Not Will.
What? 11.
11, yeah. 11 says that in season 4. I'm trying to think when... Oh, she says it to Mike, I think, when they're like almost like breaking up kind of thing. And finally, we have seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, years, decades, each life a faded lesser copy of the one before. Wake up, eat, work, sleep, reproduce, and die. No. wait. Have you got it? You don't got it?
I don't think I do. Wait, hang on.
Seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, years, decades, each life a faded, lesser copy of the one before. Wake up, eat, work, sleep, reproduce, and die.
Was this Henry?
It was Henry indeed. It's the boy Vecna. It is indeed.
Creel.
Yeah, Henry Creel. Okay, so the final game, Eli, is we've got two truths, one lie. Okay, about Stranger Things. Okay, so 2 truths, 1 lie, Stranger Things edition. So first up, the main kids of the show auditioned with the lines from The Goonies 1985, specifically the scene where Mikey shows Mouth the treasure map for the first time. Okay, your second statement. The character Billy, played by Dacre Montgomery, was originally how the Duffer brothers, Matt and Ross Duffer, envisioned Steve. But Joe Keery's influence drastically changed Steve's arc, and after his redemption at the end of season 1, Billy was introduced to give the show a true human villain. And finally, despite appearing in every episode of season 1 and the entire story revolving around his disappearance, Noah Schnapp wasn't included in the opening credits until season 2. Which one is the lie?
By opening credits, you mean like when the names are popping
up? Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, season 2. I think the lie is that one.
That is incorrect. Oh. His Noah Schnapp's name wasn't included in the opening credits until season 2. That is true. The lie is the main kids of the show auditioned with the lines of The Goonies. It wasn't The Goonies. Do you know which film it was?
No.
Any ideas at all?
No clue. It's E.T.
It is E.T., yes. So the main kids of the show auditioned with the lines from E.T., the extraterrestrial from 1982, from the moment where Elliot introduces E.T. to his older brother. Both E.T. and Eleven share telekinetic abilities. There you go. That was the lie. So up next, the final 2 truths, 1 lie. 2 truths, 1 lie, Stranger Things edition. Will, played by Noah Schnapp, is the only child in this series who never swears throughout the entire show, although he does say the word ass in episode 3 of season 3. Up next. The sword Hopper uses to slay the Demogorgon in the Russian prison in the final episode of season 4 is actually the Braveheart Claymore from Braveheart. And finally, Steve gets brutally beat up in every season so far. And beat up is a loose term. Which one is the lie?
Brutally.
Beat up.
Okay. Season 1, yes. Season 2, yes. Season 3, yes. Season 4, no. Season 5, no. That's the lie. The beat up.
Okay, so I think this has tripped you a little bit. So that is true. So in season 4, he does get... Beat up is a loose term, but he does get... Do you remember the scene?
Steve.
What, Steve gets attacked or gets...
In season 4?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. In the Upside Down.
Yep.
Yeah.
So based on that...
Does that count? Really? Okay, cool.
Beat up, loose term. Yeah. So your final guess on which one is the lie?
Okay, let me readjust. So you said...
Will is the only child who never swears.
Yeah, Will doesn't swear. I know that. The other kids do swear quite a lot, especially Delightful Derek. And the one in the middle was... The
sword Hopper uses to slay the Demogorgon in the Russian prison in the final episode of season 4 is actually the Braveheart Claymore from Braveheart.
Doesn't look like the Braveheart Claymore. That's the lie.
That is correct. Yeah. Yes. So in reality, the sword Hopper uses in that scene was the Atlantean sword in Conan the Barbarian from 1982. So for the Steve one, in season 1, Jonathan is the one who beats him up.
Yeah.
In season 2, it's Billy.
Yeah.
In season 3, the Russians rough him up while trying to extract information from him. And in season 4, he's dragged into the Upside Down and viciously attacked by Demobats. There you go.
Yeah.
Remember that?
The bats as well.
Yeah.
I was thinking about in the house, but yes, the bats do.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Well, there you go, guys. That is some Stranger Things games, and that concludes the episode on Stranger Things Season 5, Volume 1. Again, do let us know your thoughts on the season so far, your predictions moving forward. Thank you so much, Eli, for joining on the couch. It's been fun. We look forward to seeing you soon. in a very exciting episode coming at the end of the year. The OG watchers will know it's coming. We very much look forward to shooting that and having that out at the end of the year. But for now, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening, and we'll catch you very soon in the next episode of the Popcorn Podcast. Cheers.